Hello and welcome to FinextraTV. We're here at RiskX in Rome with Mastercard. Joining me in the studio is Craig Vosburg, Chief Services Officer at Mastercard. Craig, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's really good to have you, stepping away from the busy event. And I want to begin our discussion talking about the evolution of the digital world. What are your top 3 trends shaping the evolution of the digital world in the next 5 years, say? We'll start there.
A broad question, but a great place to dive in. There are 3 trends that we see as being particularly impactful for the digital world, digital economy, all of which are already present today, but things that we expect to be more prevalent over the coming years. One is living in a world that is always on, always connected. We live in a world, and we will live in a world, where more than 40 billion devices around the globe are connected. They're communicating. Increasingly, they'll be interlinked through autonomous agents. That is going to result in an enormous amount of data that's flowing around the globe at light speed, massive scale, powered by automation. That's going to deliver great consumer experiences, great value for individuals and businesses, but also introduce some new challenges and risks. So that's trend number 1. Number 2, I'd say, is AI everywhere. Yes. We already see and hear this. We feel it in the news every day. It will be even more prevalent in the digital world, and with digital commerce in particular. Agentic commerce will become more a part of the mainstream. Work that we're doing at Mastercard to enable that through Mastercard Agent Pay, ensuring that we have an ability to register agents, to properly authenticate consumers, to maintain an appropriate information trail to ensure that consumer intent aligns with actual outcomes that agents may be completing on behalf of consumers, and ensuring that the merchant side of that equation continues to be populated by legitimate merchants engaging in real commerce, not fraudulent merchants. And then last but not least, very important, is the changing geopolitical landscape. And we're living in a world that, as technology is becoming more interconnected, geopolitical environment is becoming more fragmented. And that creates some challenges that we'll need to work to overcome as an ecosystem to ensure that we maintain the integrity and security of digital commerce.
Of course. Well, thank you very much for setting the scene for us. And as digitalization accelerates, as you say, so does cybersecurity risks and fraud. So how can AI and data-driven services be harnessed to stay ahead and tackle those threats while also maintaining that demand for smarter, more seamless customer experience?
Yeah.
That balance.
Yeah, the balance it's a really critical one, and it's one where AI and increasing availability of more data and more different kinds of data will play a critical role in ensuring we have the right consumer experience, but are also able to maintain the right level of security. We see the answer to an always-on world as always-on cybersecurity. And so that means moving towards taking static snapshots of individuals, identities, of transaction behaviors, et cetera, moving to a more dynamic environment where multiple data attributes can be assimilated, evaluated on a constant basis, more like a full body scan than an X-ray. And that will be critical in enabling decisioning around providing a seamless, straight-through experience, or when and where to introduce some friction into a transaction, just to ensure that it has the proper level of security. One step that we're taking in that direction, we've announced today here at our RiskX forum, is the introduction of on-demand decisioning, a new capability we're offering at Mastercard to enable customization of decisioning rules down to the individual account level, so that our partners can parameterize that decisioning based on the individual profile of any given customer, their value, their risk attributes, their behaviors, again, to align the experience that they want to be able to deliver for that consumer to the actual level of risk.
It's a very interesting response and development from Mastercard to that balance problem. So taking all of that into account then, what do you see is the key role for those businesses world leaders, regulators in this new age of acceleration?
Yeah, great question. And each of those different constituents that you mentioned have critical roles to play. Most importantly, we think, is taking an ecosystem-wide view and thinking about where and how we can benefit from information sharing, ensure that there's a free flow of information across borders, across stakeholders in the ecosystem to enable better decisioning, to identify risks and to mitigate them appropriately, to align on standards around how and what information will be shared, to invest in training, training for law enforcement, training for corporate boards of directors, training for small businesses. This is an environment where, as an ecosystem, with an increasing number of connected endpoints, the weakest link is the biggest source of vulnerability. And so we need to be investing together across these different stakeholder groups to raise the level of capability across the entire ecosystem. For private sector players like Mastercard, it's about thinking about where and how we can contribute to that through data, through formation of partnerships, through developing new products and capabilities based on key principles like security by design, privacy by design, and investing in the technology and platforms that will enable these opportunities to come to life, but to come to life in a way that's secure.
And how critical are partnerships for ensuring this vision?
The vision cannot be achieved without effective partnerships. There is no one single entity, whether that's a company, a government, academic institutions. No stakeholder can bring to bear both the power of the opportunities, which are really exciting. When you think about the amount of creativity, the amount, the new experiences in commerce, the increase in productivity that these new technologies can unleash, tremendous opportunities. But with it, risks that we're going to have to work collectively to make sure we manage and address and mitigate.
It's safe to say, watch this space. Craig, thank you so much for your insights. We could speak for a lot longer, but I'll let you get back to the event. Thank you.
Thank you very much.